I'm crying. I just got done with my virtual class. This is the first class in 2 years that I've ever had that met virtually. And if you don't know, I am in grad school for clinical mental health to become a therapist. This class cracked me up. But let me tell you something. Listening to my professor talk, he is this sweet Jewish man. He made it very well known, from New York, has the accent and everything, and has clearly been in this field for over like 50 years. So I'm not exactly sure how old he is.
So sometimes you're going to do things that are not in the book, and that's fine. That's why in this class, you're all going to co-lead a group. You're going to work with a partner who I hope you've been in touch with, now that the schedule is all straight. We're not doing a therapy group here. We're doing a psychoeducational group.
But I could tell he's been around. He was talking about like things that they used to do back in the day just to support their clients that are probably things you can't really do today because so much has changed, right? And I think that, I mean, I know, I get it. I remember back in the day where my brother tells me stories where the neighbor could whoop him if they wanted to. And my mom would give them the right to and be like, okay, and send him back home, or, oh, Aaron was doing what? Oh, okay, Mr. Johnson, thank you. You at the store graffitiing the side of the store? What? So, yes, things were so much different back in the day, I think, in so many aspects than, of course, what people are allowed to do today. But the moment of confirmation for me, I needed to have this moment and listening to my professor speak. I was on Zoom with about 25 other people in my program, in this class particularly. And I don't get the opportunity to be on Zoom often or virtual often in this program. Honestly, only in person once a year for a residency. And when I tell you, there's just something in me that just like settled in comfort of knowing that I picked the right decision. I went back to grad school at 35. I'm 37 now, and I'll be 38 when I'm done. Listening to him talk about his stories and his experience, but also just creating conversation for things we need to be mindful of each other while we're on video calls, and just hearing his unique background in managing different group settings for therapy. And women, he had a women's therapy group of women over 50 that were going through depression. And that one day, every Thursday that they would get together was their like time to release. He said the ladies would come in, they'd meet every Thursday at 8:30 in the morning. They would come in, sit at the round table. They brought snacks and they brought music, and they would kind of play music for that hour and just sit there in each other's presence. And he elaborated on one of the so it would be him and a psychiatrist, I think he said, in the conversation, in the room, in the conversations with the ladies, just checking on them. And one lady said, hey, if your husband, you know, got shot in the head to going to the store to get a carton of milk and he didn't make it home, and your son keeps getting arrested and your daughter keeps having more children, like, what do you expect? You'd be depressed too when life feels like it's failed you. So this is my one time to have an outlet. This is the hour that I look forward to every single week, every day, these mornings with these ladies, to be able to have this space and time. And just hearing that was just like, wow. It just, so much, everything, quite literally, just made me so eager to get deeper into this profession. And my job today, working as a general manager for a nonprofit organization, Women's Collective Hub in Detroit, of course, I'm not doing that type of work, but I do get the opportunity in moments to have work like that, when I'm managing my team, supporting my team, someone's having a crash out, someone needs to call off of work, someone's not feeling good, the day feels blah. You ask someone, oh, how are you doing today? I'm here. That's a real answer. And when you just have different personalities that you're supporting, me as a person, because I just lead from a human-centered lens in all my experiences, meaning that I just value connecting with people first before anything else. But when I'm coming from that perspective and that lens, it's amazing to me how many opportunities we get to really create space for people to have that hour, have that Thursday to themselves, have that time, because life is heavy. Life can suck. Life can feel really hard for a lot of people, and our levels of hard are so different. Mine may be higher than yours, or mine may be lower than yours, depending on the day. But the thing that may seem super light to you could be a breaking point to the next person. So treat everyone with love, with kindness. My mom always reminded me when I was younger, be slow to speak and quick to listen. And Angel was not wrong, okay? Now, don't you tell her I called her Angel. She may see this video, but my mama wasn't wrong. And that taught me a lot, because I used to be a woman that was not that way, which is why my mom would say it to me. I would talk fast. I was like, snappy. I was quick with the comebacks. Like, just that was Reneé, not Reneé today, but well, not Reneé today, 100%. But you just never know what's going on for somebody, and you never know what they look forward to. And it just slamming close my laptop after having this hour and a half class session just made me feel like, oh, I made the right decision. So many other things around me right now feel confusing as heck. I have moments where I feel sure and then I feel unsure. I have moments where I'm like, just not nailing it. I just don't feel like I'm fully nailing it in life right now. I have moments where I'm like, okay, girl, 37, huh? 37. All right. And then I have moments where I'm like looking up online, study abroad opportunities, jobs to study abroad. Like, just states that have the most sunshine, like just different things. And I mean, I'm still arriving and still very much becoming in this season of my life. And we never really arrive, but I do believe you get to a point where you settle for the level where you need to be. You nestle into the level of where you need to be for the season that you're in, until it's time to like prune a little bit more, pick some more flowers off that, petals off that flower, type of thing. So I can tell that that's where I'm at right now. But the one thing that feels so certain is the fact that I said yes to this career pivot. And I think this is quite literally the one thing that makes the most sense to me. I couldn't see myself doing anything aside from this for like my full-time work. There's other things that I will do, but this is the one thing where it's like, yeah, I'm not job hopping anymore after this. I'm not crazy career pivoting after this. I'm like, I've spent so many years, 18 years in operations leadership for retail chains. I've worked in the fintech sector. I've worked in tech in general. I've worked in fertility healthcare. I have done all of those things, and I am landing on my feet exactly where I'm called to be. And because my heart, my confirmation, my conviction is so like attached to that mission, I may not know 100% who I want to serve, but I know that I'm doing the right thing. And I know that I'm going in the right direction. So it's like, man, I can really rest in that today. I can really rest in that today. That may get me emotional because talking to my dad yesterday, we went to the park, threw the ball around with my dog, and just had the life talk, you know? My dad at 61 feels like he doesn't know what he enjoys. He doesn't know what to do next. He doesn't know how to change his current reality and his situation. And I said, Dad, honestly, I have moments where I feel exactly the same way. I said, I feel like I'm still playing small. I feel like I'm not where I want to be in my life. I feel like I am treading on ice. I don't know why. Sometimes I always feel like I'm walking on ice. And it's not the ice that anybody laid out, it's the bucket of ice that I went and got out of the kitchen and threw on the ground in 22-degree weather. Like I created the ice and I'm walking on it. I told him too, I said, and of course, like seeing Mel Robbins last week on the day of my cancer anniversary, I was like, Lord, that couldn't have been more perfect. That couldn't have been more perfect. She's beyond a motivational speaker, but she really, because she's lived it, it just feels different. It's one thing when people can really back up what they're talking about because they really know versus just trying to be this like super, whimsical, surface level motivational speaker. She's not that at all. And her words encouraged me so much just about reinventing yourself in opportunities and change. And I mean, I'm still living in that. I feel like that's my journey on my life pathway right now, and talking to my dad about just sometimes how I honestly feel like, did I miss the mark? I'm like, the one thing that does feel for certain is the fact that I'm in grad school and I'm becoming a therapist and I'm still figuring my shit out. Like, and excuse my language, but like that literally is it. And I'm figuring it out in real time and I'm recording myself figuring it out. This isn't, you coming on here and I have everything perfectly put together. No, I'm still figuring some things out. What does it look like to be 37 and rebuilding your life, rebuilding your mind? What does it look like to have gone through cancer and lost so much, but you still have your health? You have that second act, that second chance at life. I just feel like there's something so deep to this time of my life, this place that I'm in right now, and wanting to live the most truest version of it. And true for me is like not holding back, not being fearful, not being safe, taking the leap, doing the untraditional, the unconventional, really sitting with what my heart feels pulled towards, and being okay that even if what I feel pulled towards today may change in a couple months, I still took the leap. I didn't just stay and play small. I didn't stay scared. I didn't stay in wonder. I actually did it. And I could say, hey, this is what I did. I'm in that space in my life where I'm ready to take more leaps. I'm not bound. I'm free. I don't have living children. As y'all know, my son passed away 36 weeks of my pregnancy over 9 years ago. An experience I will never forget, but I don't have living children today. I'm not mothering. I'm not in a relationship. I'm just in this, I'm like just out here in the ether floating. So yeah, I was keeping it real with my dad. And it was one of the realest conversations because it's like, okay, we always talk about when things are on the up and up and they're good and oh, this is great and blah, blah, blah. But like, what about when you have those moments where it's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing and this feels weird and I don't like where I'm at and I'm annoyed, or you wake up in the middle of the night, 4:30 in the morning, with frustration in your heart because you were made for more. You deserve a bigger life. You deserve a better reality. Why aren't you there yet? What are you missing? What do you need to do? you know money can change your life too, and you want to make more of it. You know that you don't want to clock into that job anymore because you actually want to make your art. You know that you want to go against the grain. You're actually not as ambitious as other people think you should be. You want to be less ambitious, and you want a slower life, and you still want to make great money. Maybe you want to get off the internet finally and not even be on here anymore. And you want people to still find you and buy your stuff, and you want to still sell your stuff, and you know, you want to still like frolic and have slow mornings and just have things to yourself, travel, live your life, you know, spend time on the ocean, let the sand just sit between your toes and not have to clock in for anybody, but you clock in for yourself. You don't want to have to worry about if you have enough PTO time by the time December comes or by the time June comes. You don't want to worry about any of that because you want to live freely and fluidly within your own life, within your own autonomy, and within your own desires. And like you want to travel endlessly. Like maybe those are the things in the places that you are and you're not there yet. So it sometimes kind of feels like, what the hell? What the helly? The most realist feeling that I've been carrying for over a week now. And today was a win. I had a heck of a day today with work. It was busy, but I did not let it internally exhaust me. I managed my mind and I managed my time. And because I did all that, I was able to leave at, you know, a decent hour, a little after 5, come home, take a long bath, decompress, FaceTime with one of my girlfriends, catch up, mid-bath, yes, and get done, eat my salad, relax, and hop on Zoom for my class. It's the one thing that feels for certain. Yep. So that's my win. And so I'm going to say today I won because that feels good. All right, family, until the next episode, because that's very much what my life feels like. Turn on Netflix, watch the show in episode 2. Okay. All right, y'all. Take care.